I would love for them to come out and just say, "Hey, I'm rooting for Dylan," and be done with it. That's okay. You know what I mean? But I say, for instance, Shedeur wins that starting position, and everybody's loving him. The wide outs, the tight ends, the starters now, to projected starters for this season, up and coming season, say, hey man, we want Shedeur to be our QB1. And do you think that the Cleveland Browns would not start him just to save face?
But we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. This is the problem here, right? We're talking about the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are the worst decision-making NFL team in the entire NFL. So nobody's ever going to know, probably unless David Pascal, that follows them so closely, right? I don't know like how they make decisions. All we know is the results that they've gotten over the years in the NFL. They're the worst team in the NFL. They're totally the worst team, and they get it wrong year after year. So at the end of the day, do I trust them to make the right decision, knowing you have a franchise quarterback sitting right there? Some people are saying you string Shedeur along, you make him QB number 2 when you bring him Arch Manning. That's what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we want Arch Manning, so let's string Shedeur along. We're going to get rid of him eventually, but that's what we're going to do. Like, it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, okay, you don't know that you have a winner in your locker room. And then Shedeur is a good dude. People like him. He makes friends. When people realize that the narrative that's out there is not who he is, it's easy for them to buy into him. They start doing the perfect timing. People are calling it the Shedeur. People don't get it yet, but we have already named it the perfect timing. That was his song. And then when he did that, DJ Khaled said it was the Shedeur, but it's called the perfect timing. Okay? For those of y'all who don't know, this is not called the Shedeur no more. It's called perfect timing. So you got teammates that are going to be doing that. I mean, he's a good dude. Forget about us, the circus, okay? Y'all want to call us the circus? Come for us. That's not Shedeur. That's the thing that I don't know. Sometimes it scares me because I'm thinking, I wonder if the noise that people are making about the jersey number and everything that we're doing, and we're coming in here feeling all entitled that Shedeur should start, I wonder if the message or the noise is going to get to the other players and they're going to treat him some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, sometimes it scares me, but I just want people to know, like, Shedeur, what we do is not reflected upon him, because the second you get to know him, people say he's a good teammate because that's who his dad raised. You can hear anything about me on YouTube, but when you get to meet me, you're like, dang, son, like, what people been saying about you ain't really true. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you thought that somebody else's opinion became who I am in your head. So I'm living a different way in somebody's head right now. Somebody hates me because of something that somebody said. Like, oh, he's a low-key Deion Sanders hater. He's a this, he's a that. And then now you hate me and you haven't even met me. That is exactly that little microcosm that's going on with that. Is, imagine if you multiply that by 1 billion on what's going on with Shedeur and his family. Just multiply that by 1 billion, what they're facing. So everywhere he goes, people like surprised, oh my gosh, he's a good teammate. I'm like, why are you surprised? Like, you thought that the narrative that's outside that you're hearing is the actual person that you don't know? You don't know me. You don't know them. You never met them. Am I right? Isn't that how it goes, Tim? Like, tell me, because I don't want to be like over here just talking like I'm doing a dialogue. Because that's what happens. You don't know somebody, especially like Tim. I'll give you another one. You hear Tim talk here on the live. You create some type of narrative in your head. You never met Tim. You just think, oh, Tim is a hater or he's this X, Y, and Z. The day you meet Tim, you're like, dang, my bad. I didn't think that you were like this. I'm like, how do you think that I was supposed to be? Right, Tim? You can talk. You can speak for yourself. You're here.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you once you meet me, you'll be like, dang, dude, real chill. He laid back. You know
Right.
what I mean? But you, the way I talk, I feel like I look at it like this. We live in a world of NIL where kids,
Mm-hmm.
they have this big lump sum of money. They're able to buy these cars that they see their the people that they idolize in the NFL, all these celebrities riding around in Lambos and Bentleys and all these type of stuff. They got the big chains on and stuff like that. And I feel like those old owners and certain people in the front offices, they haven't adapted to it. And at the end of the day, I look at it as, you know, a lot of people just don't like Deion Sanders because a lot of people that he played with in the NFL, a lot of them are now in the front offices of some of these franchises.
So listen, TH. Harry is acting like a bad reputation can't overshadow a person's real character. Portray yourself the way you want to be perceived. Yeah, but the thing is like when people are speaking from afar, it's really hard for you to determine whether that person is what everybody is saying that they are. That's what I'm saying. From really far, like you know what I'm saying? Like from afar. If you look at me, you're like, oh, somebody may have said something, you know, in the chat, or I may have said something the way that I felt about Shedeur or Coach Prime and the team. So you determine that I'm a bad person. Until you get to meet me, you're like, damn man, I know that was just your take. My bad. I'm not tripping on that. That's what it is. It's like you don't know a person that you haven't really sat down with nowhere. You don't really have a personal relationship with that person. But because celebrities are celebrities, I'm not calling myself a celebrity, like Shadeur and them, we just feel like we're so close with them because everybody's making videos and everybody's talking about them. So we feel like we're so close. But I don't want that to seep into like the locker room where people start thinking like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this guy is like, he's toxic. You don't want to touch him. But then people keep saying like, he's a good teammate. There's a reason why. There's a reason why he's a good teammate because he's a really good person. And then,
Exactly.
yeah, and then it's not missed on him that he's a good player also. But the play that we're talking about, it ain't like daddy ball. It ain't like one of those things where people just say, oh, you know what, he's a decent player, but he's a really nice guy. I would say he's a really, really good player. He just happens to be nice. Like, that's what it is. People don't want to hear that from us, though.
Hey Harry, let me
Yeah,
throw this in here real quick, man.
yeah.
I met Deion at the Golden Corral.
Uh-huh.
You heard of Golden Corral?
Yeah, because I'm North Carolina. Come on, my guy.
Okay, all right, cool. So
UNC Greensboro all day.
right. So I met him at the Golden Corral, man. And when you meet him, man, like he's so down to earth. Like what you see on, on TV and stuff like that. He's not like that in person. 100, like in character at all time. Like we sat there and had a genuine conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was leaving out, and he took pictures and stuff with my kids and my nephews, but they just down to earth, man. I feel like when it comes to his sons, but mainly Shadeur, it's like people, they don't know him, but they see what he has. They see him all over the social media and on TV. So they paint their own narrative
Right.
of what they think that he's like. But when you meet him in person, or you just so happen to run across him one day in the streets, and you be like, dang man, I didn't know this about him. Or even in people now that he's in Cleveland in the Browns organization, a lot of people, some people are saying like, dang man, I guess what everybody was talking about was totally wrong, because he's the opposite of everything that everybody else